Check two, check two, check two, check two.
Hi, everybody. This is Gene Mortensen along with Dean Mortensen here at the Griffith Gymnasium. And tonight, the Los Alamos Daily Post and Carol Clark are proud to present the Hilltopper boys basketball, district basketball tonight as the Pojoaque Elks come to town to take on the Hilltoppers. The Elks coming to the ball game with a record of 2 wins and 4 losses. They are 1-2 in district play. The Hilltoppers are 5-2 in overall, and they are 2-1 in district play. And so we're going to have a little bit of time here. Maury Pondgrass has to read everything. Has to read the dictionary before the start of the ball game. But anyway, so Dino coming into the ball game tonight. The Hilltoppers have had a pretty good season so far. They ran into a buzzsaw down at Espanola. I don't know what happened to them. They just didn't play anything like they were capable of playing. And just Espanola just took them totally out of their game. And Wesley Stanfield, who normally shares the scoring honors along with Harrison Frank, and Wesley didn't score a single point down there, which is just unheard of, actually. And in fact, he only shot 1 free throw the whole entire game, and that was a 1-and-1, and he missed the front end of the 1-and-1. But right now, I think we're almost ready for the national anthem. The script that Maury has to read before the game is phenomenal. But anyway, so Dino should be a pretty good game tonight, though. The two teams stack up pretty well, and the losses in the district losses, like I say, they're 1-2 in district, but the 2 district losses, they really didn't lose that very much. Lost to Taos and lost to Espanola, and they really didn't lose by that very much. So this should be a pretty good ball game tonight. And so anyway, Maury Pondgrass, West Los Alamos still at it. So, but the Hilltoppers just coming off a victory over Moriarty the other night in Moriarty, and so now we're ready for the national anthem. So we'll be back in just a bit. Well, we just complete the national anthem, and so now we're ready to introduce the starters, and Dino has the starters for us to start things off.
First for the Pojoaque Elks. Starters for the Elks, number 12, Diego Martinez is a senior. Number 22, Andrew Garcia, also a senior. Number 23, Derek Sanchez, a sophomore. Number 24, Matt Valdez is a senior. And number 25, Lucas Archibek is also a senior. So starting 4 seniors and 1 sophomore. And the Elks are coached by Jason Mossman. And their overall record is 2-4 and 1-2 in district. The starters for Los Alamos. Number 3 is Cooper Frank. He's a 5'10 senior. Number 4, Wesley Stanfield, a 5'10 junior. Number 23, Harrison Frank, 6-foot sophomore. Number 30, Elijah Ortiz, as a 6-foot junior. And number 33, Ryan Zeke, a 6'2 junior. Hilltoppers are coached by Benito Maestas. They have an overall record of 3-2, and they're 0-1 in district. Well, they're 1-1 in district. Yeah, I've got a different.
Yours is different than mine.
Yeah. Yeah, Toppers are 5-2 overall and 2-1 in district. Yeah.
My bad.
Captain Gene and I have different rosters for Los Alamos. So.
That's my fault. So anyway, but we're ready to go here, and the visiting team, Pojoaque, will start things off as they throw the ball in at midcourt. And so we are underway here at Griffith Gymnasium. So out on top, they bring it now to Derek Sanchez, the sophomore. The rest are all seniors. Inside they go, a little turnaround jumper. That's way off by Andrew Garcia. Rebound comes down to Elijah Ortiz. Quickly up the floor, pass to Wesley Stanfield. Goes right through his hands, out of bounds. And Dino, it's interestingly enough, they've got four seniors and a sophomore starting. They have 13 seniors on the team, 1 junior and 1 sophomore. So nice move to the basket that time. Coming down the floor in a hurry was a sophomore, Derek Sanchez, and he lays it in for 2. No press being put on by the Elks. They get it to Wesley Stanfield. Stanfield on the dribble is going to hand it over to Harrison Frank. 3-point shot by Harrison is off. Rebound comes down to Matt Valdez. Valdez quickly up the floor. Gets it over to Lucas Archibek. Archibek now dribbling out near the half-court circle. Hilltoppers right now in that 1-2-2 zone that they like to employ. And so heading into the free throw circle and trying to clear some area out, but then now taking to the basket, and nobody stopping him was Andrew Garcia, the senior. And he's a tall kid. We don't have heights on Pojoaque, but he's a pretty tall kid. And Pojoaque takes the lead 4-0. Comes over on the left wing right now to Ryan Zeke. Zeke, beautiful move by Zeke. And he comes in, lays it up over the front of the rim, doesn't lay it up hard enough. And it just kind of hangs on the end of the rim and falls off. And then going for the rebound, we're going to have a personal foul.
That's going to be on Harrison Frank.
Yeah, they said 22, that we have no 22. So Harrison Frank gets the personal. That's his first. They're still putting up 22.
Yeah, Harrison went for the rebound and was called for the foul on the rebound.
So we're going to have another personal foul. This one I think is going to go to Wesley Stanfield. That's his first. That's a second team foul on Los Alamos. And our 2 leading scorers right now with the coming up. Shot is off. Rebound comes down, taken by Wesley Stanfield. Stanfield down the floor in a hurry. He's going to take it, put it up. He's fouled. He'll go to the free throw line. So Wesley ripped it, and he was right in the middle of tall timber, and boy, he ripped that rebound down, and he just took it all the way.
Yeah, Stanfield, he's got that good crossover, and he really gets to the hole. He's got a lot of quickness, and he can really get to the basket.
The personal foul went to Andrew Garcia. That's his first, and that's the first team foul. Wesley Stanfield at the free throw line, good free throw shooter, misses the first. So he had rimmed around forever and then came out, drops in the second. Makes it now a 4-1 ball game. Pass up the floor, 3-point shot on the way. That's going to bounce around and come off. Stanfield with the rebound once again. And we have a held ball inside, but nothing called. And finally, ripping the ball away, Lucas Archibek puts it up over the front of the rim. Makes it 6-1. Comes now to Cooper Frank. Frank will get it to Ryan Zeke. Zeke over to Wesley Stanfield on the right wing. He's going to come out near the half-court circle. Benito Maestas hollering instructions right now. Stanfield on the dribble. Pulls over on the right wing. Still on the move. Now he's going to take it to the hole and start to lay it up. And dishes it off at the last second to Cooper Frank. He goes down. Nothing Stanfield went down, nothing called. They get it to Elijah Ortiz. A lot of, very aggressive defense right now being put up by the Elks. And a lot of contact inside, and nothing's being called. Ryan Zeke goes out. Elijah Ortiz, three-point shot. That's good. Top of the key.
Yeah, great offense by the Hilltoppers. The Elks in that man-to-man defense, and the Toppers just worked it around. Lots of passes, lots of cuts, and you got a three-pointer from the top of the key.
So taking it to the hole, and actually putting up an air ball, and it should have been a pass to himself, I think. Because he put up an air ball and then he saves it from going in. And boy, what a fantastic move down there. Two players trying to block the shot of Harrison Frank on the fast break, and he just faked them both out while he was in the air. Unbelievable.
Yeah, great play. Went up with the left hand, faked it with the left, and then put it in with the right.
And Harrison Frank dribbling in all kinds of traffic again. Now he starts to put up the three. He's going to take it to the hole. Now he gets it over in the corner. Shot taken by Wesley Stanfield is off. It's now a 6-6 ball game. But Harrison Frank, and he pulled down that one. He just, I can't believe how well he can just rip through. I mean, he has two or three people double teaming him, and he can still just rip right through him. Great pass underneath to Cooper Frank. Frank can't do anything with it, has to get it and dish it out now over to Ryan Zeke. 15-footer by Ryan is off. 3.5 minutes to go here in this quarter. 6-6 in the first quarter. And now just dribbling out in the half-court circle and directing traffic. And that is Lucas Archibek. Archibek, finally they're going to try to get something going, I think. Now they bring it back out on top again to Diego Martinez. Martinez, they're going to drop out near the half-court circle. Hilltoppers in that, and we're going to have a timeout taken. That's going to be taken by Pojoaque.
So yeah, as that Hilltopper defense, it's normally a 2-3, but Elijah Ortiz he's kind of sneaking up to the free throw line. The 2-1 makes it like a 2-1-2, but reason he's doing that is that Pojoaque is putting a player on the free throw line. So Elijah's just kind of sneaking up and guarding that player. So it kind of turns it into a 2-1-2, but it's been effective. That Pojoaque doesn't have much movement, and they've really been pretty stagnant. So haven't had much success against it, but we'll see if they do anything different here after that timeout.
Yeah, Jason Mossman takes a full timeout, talk things over, because like Dino said, the offense became totally stagnant. They were just standing there. Nobody was doing anything. Nobody was moving. Whoever had the ball was just holding it like they didn't know exactly what to do. Comes to Lucas Archibek as they come in out of the timeout. Archibek on the move again. Tries to bounce it underneath, stolen away by Nico Garcia, who had checked in during that timeout.
Yeah, and they definitely came out with a lot of movement. So Coach Mossman for the Elks, he definitely said, let's get moving on offense. So.
Sebi Wood with the ball right now. He also had checked in. Boy, beautiful pass this time by Harrison Frank over to Wesley Stanfield. Misses the easy layup. Comes now in the corner. Shot taken by Nico Garcia. That's off. Rebound is going to be pulled down by Sebi Wood. And his return is blocked out of bounds.
Great ball movement by the Hilltoppers against that man-to-man. They, really moving that ball and getting the open shots, but also not forcing it.
Well, Leslie having a lot of problems here tonight because he's a great shooter, but and now from the outside, Sebi Wood takes a shot. Long rebound comes back to him. He gets it a three-point shot from the left wing, and that is Harrison Frank. As he cans the three-pointer, he now has 5 points. And now they're going to call Harrison for a reach-in as he tried to make the steal, and that's going to be his second personal. So Harrison's going to have to take it easy here. That's the third team foul. And so Benito Maes is trying to find out exactly who got the foul.
Yeah, really unnecessary foul by Harrison right at the half-court line. Just reached and got called for a second personal.
So the shot taken by Andrew Garcia. It looked like he was way off balance, but he puts it in, makes it now 9-8. Comes now to Elijah Ortiz. Ortiz trying to get it underneath to Sebi Wood, and it's knocked out of bounds by Matt Gomez. It'll be inbounded by Los Alamos under their own basket. Sebi Wood brings it to the other side. Harrison Frank, three-point shot. That's good. So Harrison Frank cans another three-pointer from the left corner, from the right corner, and makes it a 12-8 ball game. Yeah. Pojoaque. And the ball knocked away from Lucas Archibek. Great job by Sebi Wood, and then he just picks the ball up, flips it down to Harrison Frank. Frank goes in and lays it in. Frank right now, Harrison with 10 points in the ballgame. 14-8 lead right now for the Hilltoppers. Taking it to the hole. Nice movement by the Elks and they're going to get it over to Matt Gomez, and he's going to lay it in for two. As cutting to the basket. Stolen away by the Pojoaque. Long pass down the floor. Lucas Archibek, and he goes in and scores. So they stole the ball away. Lucas took off. Got the ball to him, easy layup. 14-12 comes to Sebi Wood underneath to Stanfield. To Nico Garcia, and Nico just lays it in for two. So the freshman gets into the scoring column with 25 seconds to go. Shot taken from the corner. Rebound is going to go off of. Well, both teams are saying it was off of the other team, but it was off of the Hilltoppers, so it will be inbounded right in front of the Hilltopper bench. And we're going to run Matt Abuda into the ball game quickly with 22 seconds to go. And I would think he'd go in for Harrison, but
exactly.
But he's going to take out Elijah Ortiz.
Yeah, exactly. I thought they were going to bring him in for Harrison, who has two fouls, and get him. They're on defense, so get him out of there on that last defensive possession.
Three-point shot from the right wing. And that is up and in by Derek Sanchez. And that makes it now a 16-15 ball game with 5 seconds to go. Harrison Frank gives it to Wesley Stanfield. Stanfield puts a shot up. It's off. So that'll bring this first quarter to a close. 16-15. The Hilltoppers up by one against the Pojoaque Elks. And so Dino, pretty wild first quarter of play here, as Hilltoppers really moving the ball well, and having a little trouble at the beginning of the ball game to getting it in the hole, but then they took care of that pretty quick, and then they allowed Pojoaque though to make a little run at the end.
Yeah, both teams, good offense, good defense, and so far a great game. Pojoaque is, on offense is moving the ball now. They had that couple of series where they were just standing still. Then Coach Mossman for the Elks called timeout, and they came back out, and then they really started moving. So the last few possessions, they've really been moving and executing on offense. The Hilltoppers, they've been doing a great job against that man-to-man defense of the Elks, and just moving the ball, passing, cutting, and getting the open shots, but not forcing. And just an impressive display here in the first quarter.
7 field goals for Pojoaque. One of those was a three-pointer by Derek Sanchez, and they did not shoot any free throws. The Hilltoppers had six field goals. 3 of those were three-pointers, and they are 1 for 2 from the free throw line. Hilltoppers will inbound it to start this second quarter as they bring it in to Wesley Stanfield. Stanfield at the top of the key on the dribble. He's going to dish it off to Abuda. Abuda is going to get it to Rico Garcia. Garcia tries to put up a little soft floater as he penetrated into the lane. That one rolls around and comes off. They get it now underneath to Derek Sanchez, and so right now Pojoaque, and boy, I'm telling you, there's a lot of contact underneath, and the officials are not calling anything. So there's been a lot of pushing and shoving, and players hitting the floor, So now they're going to bring it over to Sebi Wood. Wood is going to try to get it to Nico Garcia, cutting right down the middle of the lane, stolen away. And we're going to have a charging call. And this one is going to go, let's see, I think that's going to go to Lucas Archibek. No, it's going to go to Derek Sanchez. So he's coming down the floor in a hurry and went right down the middle of the lane, crashed into one of the Hilltoppers.
Yeah, charge was taken by Sebi Wood, who stepped in there and took the charge.
And so that is the second personal now on Derek Sanchez, and the third team foul on Pojoaque. So Hilltopper bring it up. Wesley Stanfield comes across the timeline and over to Cameron Higgs. Out on top, Joshua Woodson, who had just checked in the ball game, and puts up the three-point shot, top of the key. That's off. Makes it now, it's still a 16-15 ball game. That's how we ended the quarter. Comes over on the right wing, and he's, wide open underneath. And I don't know why he didn't try to do something with it that time, but Zach Hall, the senior, and that personal foul is going to go to Cameron Haig. And that is going to be his first. That's the fourth team foul on Los Alamos, and they're calling a shooting foul, which I don't understand. He didn't look to me like he was shooting. Anyway, Zach Hall at the free throw line puts the first one off the front of the rim. So Zach will shoot one more. 16-15. Nobody scored yet in this quarter. We have a minute, 20 seconds gone. And this one is also off. And a little push in the back that time by Matt Gomez as Wesley Stanfield going up for the rebound. And he just got it shoved out of bounds. Nothing called again. Harrison Franks going to take it down the middle, has the ball stolen away. Down the floor comes Zach Hall. Hall is going to dribble over to the right wing. No advantage. Down low on the baseline. Shot on the baseline. The rebound is going to come down to Cameron Haig. He's going to get it over to Mark Cleland. And Cleland, the 6'7" junior who has checked in for Los Alamos, gets it to Harrison Frank. And boy, I'm telling you, he was way out there. He had set up over on the right side of the key, but he was like 4 or 5 feet away from that three-point line, and he just drills it.
Yeah, definitely an NBA three-pointer. Great shot. And Harrison Frank, he's feeling it tonight.
13 points right now for Harrison. He just needs to watch his foul situation. He has two personal fouls, and we have a 30-second timeout. That's going to be taken by the Hilltoppers, I do believe. Yes.
Yeah.
So Benito Maestas wants to talk things over with a 30. And so but neither one of these teams wasting any time, attacking the basket. So it's been a very, very good and exciting first quarter. And it's been a good second quarter so far, all 2 minutes of it. But, boy, both these teams are really scrapping, and the officials are letting them play. So there's been a lot of a lot of contact out there. And most of the contact has just been contact. But every once in a while you see a push and a shove, which is – so they bring it in, pass is thrown away, picked up by Lige Ortiz. He gets up to Harrison Frank. Frank sees Joshua Woodson coming in from the left side. And Woodson puts it in with the left hand for the score. And now on the...
Yeah, that was Matt Valdez for Pojoaque, who took the pass and just drove down the middle and left-hander off the backboard.
Lige Ortiz brings it in now to Mark Cleland over to Stanfield. This three-point shot is off. Rebound comes down to Lucas Archibek quickly up the floor. Comes Pojoaque and going to take it to the hole and lay it in. And, whoa, my God. Terrible. Wesley Stanfield, if you had watered his feet, he would have taken root. And he's going to be called for the blocking foul. And a terrible call. He had position all day long, and there wasn't any question what Diego Martinez was going to do. He was going to take it to the hole. So they called Wesley for the blocking foul, and they're only putting up, that's his first one personal, which I don't understand. We've got him for 2, but.
Yeah, That's definitely a second, but they've got him for one up on the scoreboard.
Yes, Mark Cleveland takes the rebound on the miss, the free throw. Comes to Wesley Stanfield over to Harrison Frank. Frank, beautiful pass. Wow! A zinger just out of nowhere down to Wesley Stanfield.
Yeah, great play by the Hilltoppers. Pojoaque coming back down.
So Stanfield picks up the basket off a great assist from Harrison Frank. Shot taken by Pojoaque is off. Harrison Frank's going to take it to the hole. Wow, great move to the basket and rolls around the back of the iron. That should have gone in. And now taking it straight down Broadway and putting the shot up too short. And we're going to have if you're going to call a held ball, as they just essentially tackled Elijah Ortiz under the basket. And so they're going to, and right now we're going to have Cooper Frank come into the ball game for Los Alamos. And he's going to replace Harrison Frank. 4:35 to go here in the first half. And Pojoaque takes the alternating possession, and this ball should be out of bounds on Pojoaque, and they finally do rule that. 23-19, 4.5 minutes to go. Hilltoppers leading by 4. Harrison Frank out of the ball game. We have Wesley Stanfield and Cooper Frank, along with Elijah Ortiz, Mark Cleveland, and Cameron Haig. Wesley Stanfield has the ball almost stolen away, and he got control of the ball after they knocked it away, and then as he was trying to flip it over to Elijah Ortiz, he couldn't throw it because they were hanging on his arm.
Yeah, I tried to get it over to Elijah and just ended up in that dead zone right at Elijah's feet and went past him out of bounds.
So Lucas Archibek now is at the top of the key with 4 minutes to go in the first half. And the ball is stolen away by Wesley Stanfield. Easy layup for Wesley. Great steal and then straight down the floor and just lays it up over the front of the rim. Hilltoppers now go back up by 6. That is their biggest lead in this ball game. Shot taken by Pojoaque, and they are just beating up Elijah Ortiz underneath. 3-point shot from outside. Rebound is going to be. Oh, they're going to give that to Pojoaque. Come on. That was knocked out of bounds by Pojoaque big time. And both referees looking right at it. And the referee Pojoaque knocks it out of bounds. They give it back to Pojoaque. He defers to the other referee who just stands there and doesn't make any motion whatsoever. I guess he didn't see anything. This is ridiculous.
Yeah, that was definitely out on Pojoaque.
So the ball comes under, it's taking the ball in, and the Hilltoppers, every time they pull down a rebound, they're just being clobbered. Wesley Stanfield from the right wing on the right corner, and normally makes that's normally an automatic for him. This is off. Wesley just not having a good night tonight. Coming over now to Diego Martinez. Martinez going to go right down Broadway, puts it up around Mark Cleveland, and Diego picks up his 4th point of the ball game. It's a 4-point ball game, 25-21 with 2:40 to go here in the first half. So Wesley Stanfield now at the top of the key. Going to bring it over to Cooper Frank. Frank picks up his dribble down low to Elijah. Ortiz will bring it now to Cameron Haig. Hilltoppers moving the ball very well. And Cooper Frank's going to take it up and in. Wow. Beautiful move by Cooper Frank, the 5'10 senior. And boy, he just went into heavy traffic and just put that in. Makes it now 27-21. Diego Martinez. Skip pass across, almost picked off by Los Alamos. And so they are now going to back out and bring it back out on top to Diego Martinez with 2 minutes to go. And Nico Garcia getting ready to check in for Los Alamos. So Pojoaque finally deciding to do something, and you are going to be kidding me. And Wesley Stanfield blocks a 3-point shot. And they're going to call him for that.
Yeah, the ball wasn't even in it was a shot by Lucas Archibek, and the ball was out of his hand, and Wesley Stanfield blocked it, and they called him for the foul on the 3-pointer. So 3 free throws.
Yeah, he's going to get 3. And now they put up that Stanfield has 3 personals. So the last time he fell, they only put it up, they had 1. We had him for 2. Now they have him for 3. Archibek drops in the second of 3.
Yeah, and that's a tough call. The ball was in the air and it was out of his hand, and Wesley blocked the ball and didn't even make contact.
None whatsoever. And so this one is off. Rebound comes down to Pojoaque, and we're going to have a held ball, and that one will go to. Well, they don't have the bonus. They don't have the indicator up there, but they're saying it's going to go to Pojoaque. I thought they got the last one. So they get it underneath. Posting up underneath is Diego Martinez, and he lays it in for 2. That's his 6th point. It's now a 27. Oh, they're going to call a foul on that?
Yeah, they called Sebi Wood, left his feet, and he faked the shot, and then Sebi came down and made contact. And it was just light contact, but they called a foul on him.
So the shot is off by Pojoaque, but they get the rebound, and then going back up with it, missing again, and this time, and now Sebi Wood pulls down the rebound. Don't tell me they're finally going to call somebody for going over the back. Finally. And that one is going to go Matt Valdez. That's going to be his first. That's the 4th team foul on Pojoaque. So the Hilltoppers will inbound, working against the press. Minute 35 to go. They bring it up to Elijah Ortiz. Hilltoppers get it up to Sebi Wood. It looked like he got away with a double dribble. And then he tries to get it underneath to Cooper Franken, cutting to the basket. And Cooper loses it out of bounds. So Cameron Haig will check back into the ball game. And he's going to replace Sebi Wood. So 27-25. Hilltoppers had built up a 6-point lead twice on Pojoaque. And now trying to come across the timeline that time. And Harrison Frank is back into the ball game for Los Alamos. Wesley Stanfield is sitting down. Minute 20 to go. 27-25, 2-point lead now for the Hilltoppers over Pojoaque. In the corner it goes. Trucks to put up the 3. Boy, great defense over there by Harrison Frank as he tried to fake the 3, go down the baseline. Harrison just cut him off completely. Pass is going to come out, and easy pick off this time by Nico Garcia, and he just goes in and lays it in. So they were on the baseline, and then they make the cardinal sin of trying to throw it from the baseline to the top of the key. Boy, that was easy for Nico. 29-25 with 40 seconds to go. 3-point shot on the way. This is off. Rebound comes down to Nico Garcia. Long pass up the floor. It's going to come to Cameron Haig. And Cameron Haig down the floor. And, boy, he caught that, and I don't know how in the world he made that.
Yeah, great play by Cameron Haig. He caught it right into the basket, but had enough presence of mind to get it up and score the layup.
Back up to a 6-point ball game again. And, well, they get it underneath, and they get it underneath to Andrew Garcia, and he's immediately tied up by the Hilltoppers. And they're going to call a foul on Los Alamos, and they're going to give that one now to Cameron Haig, and that's going to be his 2nd. And that's going to be the 7th team foul on Los Alamos. So at the free throw line right now is Andrew Garcia, and puts in the first.
And we'll see how much pressure the Elks put on Los Alamos. 15 seconds to go as he hits that 2nd free throw. And they pull back the press, so no press.
So Harrison Frank comes across the timeline with 10 seconds to go. Gets it to Nico Garcia. I think they're going to try to set Harrison up, I think. Nope. Going to get it to Elijah Ortiz. Ortiz is going to put the shot up. No time management on the floor by Los Alamos. Benito not a happy camper with that one, as they had no idea that the clock was running down on them. So after one half of play, right now is Los Alamos up 31-26. Hilltoppers coming up with 15 points in that quarter to 11 for Pojoaque. But very, very physical game, and I mean, well, I don't know. I don't like, a lot of times you can say let them play and everything, but I don't like officials who officiate this way. And, it's like there's no consistency, and that's it. I don't mind it if there's consistency, but it drives me crazy when there's no consistency. Knock a guy down, that's okay. They'll look at him cross-eyed, and that's a foul. Anyway, we're going to take a short break, and then we'll come back in just a little bit. So right now the Hilltoppers up 31-26 over Pojoaque in this district contest, and we'll be back in just a little bit.
Now you guys can talk. I'll come back over and turn it up. You guys sound great. Yeah, thanks.
Well, we are back at Griffith's Gymnasium, where right now the Hilltoppers lead by 5, 31-26. And halftime intermission right now, so the Hilltoppers, well, both teams coming out and really hustling and really going at it pretty strongly here in this first half of play. And so Dino's going to recap the scoring for us here.
Yeah, good first half. Both teams putting on good performance. And Pojoaque, they have that record of 2-4, but they're a better team than that. And like you said at the beginning of the game, they lost their first 3 ball games, but not by much. They lost to Espanola by 10, only lost to Taos by 5. But so their record 2-4 is a little deceiving. They are a good team and a good ball game so far. But scoring in the first half, first for Pojoaque. Their leading scorer in the ballgame was Diego Martinez. He is a senior. He had 6 points. Also with 6 points was Lucas Archibek. They were followed by Andrew Garcia. He had 5 points. Derek Sanchez had 5. Matt Valdez had 2. And Matt Gomez had 2 for 26 points for Pojoaque. For Los Alamos, they were led by Harrison Frank with 13. He had 3 3-pointers in that first half. And Harrison was followed by Wesley Stanfield with 5 points. Nico Garcia had 4. Cooper Frank with 2. Sebi Wood with 2. Elijah Ortiz with a 1 3-pointer. And Cameron Haig had 2 points. And big story for the Hilltoppers in that first half, Wesley Stanfield with 3 fouls. Harrison Frank with 2. He picked up that second personal in the first quarter, but made it through the rest of the half without picking up another. And then Cameron Haig has 2 fouls. So good first half, and we'll see here in the second half if the Toppers can make a run, extend the lead. They lead 31-26.
And in that first half, the Pojoaque came up with 11 field goals. One of those was a 3-pointer, and that was by Derek Sanchez early on in the ball game. And they were 3 of 9 from the free throw line, did not shoot well from the charity stripe. And so the Hilltoppers had 13 field goals, and 4 of those were 3-pointers. 3 of those 3-pointers coming from Harrison Frank, as Dino says. And then Elijah Ortiz had the other 3-pointer for Los Alamos. Hilltoppers only went to the free throw line twice. That was Wesley Stanfield, and he was 1 for 2 from the line. So the Hilltoppers only shooting 2, and Pojoaque shooting 9, with Pojoaque only converting 3 of those 9. It was 16-15 at the end of the first quarter. Hilltoppers outscored Pojoaque 15-11. In the second quarter to take this 5-point lead, 31-26, and in the junior varsity ball game previous to this, the Los Alamos junior varsity won that game easily, 61-32 over the Pojoaque junior varsity. Ricky Valdez for Los Alamos had 19 points. So we're ready to go, Dino.
Yeah, ready to go. Here in the second half, the Hilltoppers get possession. And once again, same as the girls' game, Pojoaque starts the second half with 4 players. And then the 5th player runs off the bench and joins the ball game.
So I guess that's, I don't know. I guess it's okay to start with 4, I guess, as long as you don't start with 6. So Pojoaque, Los Alamos inbounds it. Their shot is off. Pojoaque with the rebound. High in the air to get the rebound, Matt Valdez. He goes back up, puts it back in. And Valdez picks up his 4th point in this ball game. Hilltoppers get it to Harrison Frank. Frank starts to make a move down. He's knocked down. Nothing called. Unbelievable. What do these guys want? I mean, Pojoaque, they're not having any trouble calling fouls on Los Alamos, but, I mean, Harrison just got decked. Nothing called. Cross-court pass by Harrison, and he knows better than that. And so Cooper Frank, he's trailing the play of Derek Sanchez, and there was no way in the world that Harrison Frank was going to make that. I mean, there's no way in the world that Andrew Garcia was, that Derek Sanchez was going to make that layup. So he'll shoot 2. But Cooper picks up the personal, and so that's only going to be his first team foul of this half. So he misses the first, and he puts in the second. So Cooper saves 1 point. 31-29. They get it now to Nico Garcia, top of the key. In the corner to Elijah Ortiz. Ortiz in the corner once again to Nico Garcia. Garcia out on top to Harrison Frank. Frank starts to go down the middle of the lane, has his pocket picked by Diego Martinez. And when Martinez turns around and flips it back to Andrew Garcia, who hadn't come across the half-court line yet.
Yeah, Harrison Frank putting that defensive pressure on him right at the half-court line, and then, he tried to pass it back, but passed it over the half-court line for over and back.
So the Hilltoppers bring it in at midcourt. Nico Garcia still on the dribble with it, is going to hand it over to Wesley Stanfield. Stanfield goes in and trying to draw the foul. And he just put up a crazy shot and draw the foul. And so now on the other end, we're going to have a held ball. Oh my God, bodies going everywhere. And the official stands there and says, it's a held ball. I'd like to know how in the world you get a held ball out of that one. Pojoaque inbounds it, and they get it inside. Now the alternating possession went to Pojoaque. They get it to Matt Valdez. He now has 4 points in this half. It's 31-31. Elijah Ortiz will bring it over to Cooper Frank. Frank over to Harrison. Out on top, Nico Garcia wanted to shoot the 3, but he was going to shoot before he had the ball. Now he's going to put up the 3. This is off. Rebound comes down to Pojoaque. We're all tied up at 31-31 right now. And so.
Yeah, it's on Derek Sanchez for Pojoaque. He drove in and was fouled on the drive. So that gives the ball to Pojoaque underneath their own basket.
Yeah, and I think, did Cooper get that foul or no? Oh, my God, they're going to give it to Wesley Stanfield. And that's his 4th. So that hurts. So the timeout now taken by, let's see who's taking that timeout. Trying to read off the scoreboard. The scoreboard has a delay. They've been fighting this for a while, and so I have no idea who. I didn't catch who called that time. There you go. Finally, Pojoaque called a timeout, and it's going to be a full timeout. So they have 2:30s and a full left. Los Alamos right now with the sitting on. They've only taken 1:30 up to this point.
Yeah, and big. That's kind of a crucial point in this ball game. It's tied up at 31. There's 5 minutes and 43 seconds to go in the third quarter, and Wesley Stanfield picked up his 4th personal. So, and that's big. He and Harrison Frank are our two big guns. So.
Yeah, that really hurts a lot. And the Hilltoppers have not scored yet in this quarter, but that was a big foul underneath the basket, but I mean right now most of the fouls are mystery fouls anyway. I mean these guys just blow the whistle, and I'm not sure they know who got the foul. 15-foot shot up, rebound comes down to Harrison Frank. Ball knocked away from him. Cooper Frank steals it back, and he gets it over to Elijah Ortiz, who hands it over to Harrison, back to Elijah in the corner. It's going to go to Cameron Haig. Haig trying to come down to make a move, And he loses the ball out of bounds. So I thought the ball got hit, but apparently not. Cameron's not arguing over that one. Harrison Frank putting on a lot of pressure. Ball's on the floor. Harrison Frank has it. And so they're going to call Harrison Frank for travel.
They're going to say he was out of bounds. The ball was loose, and he tried to pick up the ball, but they say he was out of bounds, and the ball goes to Pojoaque.
So the pass up the floor, almost stolen away by Cameron Haig, and it is stolen away by Cameron Haig. He gets it to Elijah Ortiz. Ortiz going to get it to Nico Garcia. Garcia out on top to Cooper Frank. Frank picks up his dribble, has it, tries to get the pass down low to Nico Garcia, and it's knocked out of bounds by Pojoaque. The Hilltoppers will inbound it under their own basket, actually in the corner. Now they're going to say they're going to move him away from the corner down on the sideline and get it out on top to Elijah Ortiz. Ortiz gets it to Harrison Frank. He gets the screen from Elijah, passing. Ball movement, really good ball movement by the Hilltoppers. They move it around to Nico Garcia. Good defense by Pojoaque at this point. Harrison Frank gets it over to Elijah Ortiz. He wants to put up the three. Cannot. Cameron Haig starts to go, gets it to Cooper Frank. Frank dishes it off to Harrison Frank. Frank going down the baseline on the right side. Trying to grab the rebound that time was Lucas Archibek, and he loses it out of bounds. So 31-31, Dino.
And great movement by the Hilltoppers. They're patient, but they're working and just working for the best open shot.
So the Hilltoppers run the old standard inbound play and rotate Nico Garcia around to the corner, and he puts it in for his 7th point. And the Hilltoppers lead 34-31.
Yeah, three-pointer by Nico Garcia.
And so now we're going to have a personal foul and away from the ball, and that's going to go to Derek Sanchez of Pojoaque, and that's going to be his 3rd. And that is the first team foul on Pojoaque this half. So the Hilltoppers will inbound it on the offensive foul, team control foul, as they call it. Comes now to Cameron Haig. Haig trying to go down the baseline, going to get it to Cooper Frank. Back to Haig, and as Cameron makes a move down the lane, and we're going to have a personal foul. This one is going to go to Lucas Archibek. And that is going to be his first. That's the 2nd team foul. I'm not sure where the foul came, but they get to Elijah Ortiz. The Hilltoppers back to Nico again. Here's the same play. This one rims around and comes off. Rebound comes down. The ball's on the floor. And diving for it and trying to get to it was Andrew Garcia. Now he goes out of bounds. That's the same thing that happened to Harrison Frank. So 34-31, Hilltoppers lead by 3 with 3:57 remaining here. And they're going to bounce it into Elijah Ortiz. See if they're going to try to run that same play again. They get it underneath. Whoa, nice attempt there by Cameron Haig. He saw Cooper Frank wide open under the basket. And boy, somebody from Pojoaque just got a hand out at the last second. Bring it into Elijah Ortiz, over to Harrison Frank. Back to Elijah. And Harrison, they're just playing catch in the corner. Harrison puts up the three-point shot. Cooper Frank is going to steals it away. They tried to rip it out of Harrison's hands. He just said nothing doing. And the ball's going to go out of bounds off of Pojoaque. Boy, it's getting wild.
Yeah, and all the credit goes to Cooper Frank on that one. They were dead in the water, and he just hustled for that rebound and got it back for the Hilltoppers. And the Hilltoppers have had the ball on this end for over a minute.
Yeah,
3 deflections out of bounds by Pojoaque.
So Cameron Haig with it, top of the key. And now Benito Maestas hollering out instructions. Comes over to Nico. Pass now to Harrison Frank. Frank on the dribble. Bring it to the right side. Cameron Haig picks up his dribble. Over to Cooper. Frank now will rotate it to the other side to Nico Garcia. 3 minutes to go. It's a 34-31 ball game. Elijah Ortiz, three-point shot. And this one is going to be off. Cooper Frank once again hustling, trying to get the ball before it goes out of bounds.
And finally the ball goes to Pojoaque, and we're already down to 2 minutes and 53 seconds in this third period, and the Toppers still lead by 3.
And Hilltoppers So trying to go up against Elijah Ortiz that time. Elijah said nothing doing as Matt Valdez thought he was going to challenge Elijah. And Elijah said nothing doing. So momentarily wide open was Matt Valdez under the basket. They didn't see him. So now Pojoaque going to bring it down on the baseline. Diego Martinez. His pass is picked off by Nico Garcia. Garcia, long pass up the floor to Harrison Frank. Frank's going to take it to the hole. Oh, no, my heavens. And they're going to call Harrison for the charging foul. So Diego Martinez got in front of him, but I'm not sure if he had position or not. But anyway, Harrison picks up the personal. And that is going to be his third, and that is the third team foul on Los Alamos. Pass up the floor to Lucas Archibek. Archibek's going to take it up against Elijah Ortiz, puts it up. Shot is off. Cooper Frank taps it over to Cameron Haig. That was going to be a Pojoaque rebound easily. Elijah Ortiz puts up the three. That's off. Rebound comes down to Pojoaque. They get it over now to Matt Gomez. Gomez now will walk it up for Los Alamos. Pojoaque has scored 5 points in this quarter. Los Alamos has scored 3. Lucas Archibek with a little spin move, 3-point shot. That's going to be off. Rebound is going to come down right now to Cameron Haig. He dishes it out over to Cooper Frank. Long pass up the floor. They go to Nico Garcia. Just a great save in. Back to Harrison Frank. He almost lost it out of bounds. Harrison's going to go down the lane. Dishes it off at the last second to Cameron Haig. 3-point shot is off. Rebound comes down to Pojoaque. Down the floor they come in a hurry. Diego Martinez, he's going to take it in as the shot blocked by Cameron Haig, I do believe, is going to get the personal.
It's going to be either Cameron or Elijah Ortiz.
So
Cameron
going to call it on Cameron. That's going to be his third. That is the fourth team foul, but it's a shooting foul. And Diego Martinez at the free throw line has 6 points in the ball game. And before that free throw, he was 0 for 2 from the free throw line. Puts that first one in. That makes it a 34-32 ball game. And he'll shoot one more. 1:15 remains here in the third quarter. And not exactly an offensive explosion here in this quarter.
Yeah, this third quarter has been spent most of the time on the topper end of the floor. But like that one stretch, they had the ball for almost 2 minutes on that end, came away with nothing. Now the Pojoaque has cut it to 1 point. Toppers lead 34-33, 1 minute and 7 seconds to go in the third quarter.
And so Harrison Frank trying to make a move, and immediately he's cut off as setting up a beautiful, almost a double block that time with Andrew Garcia, Lucas Archibek. And there's no way he could get through. And so now Zach Hall is going to take it right to the hole. Nobody's going to get in his way.
Yeah, there was no doubt he was going to the hole, but no topper stepped in to take the charge, but they just let him go.
Nico Garcia puts a three-pointer in from way out. And the ball knocked out of bounds by Los Alamos. It'll be inbounded under the topper basket by Pojoaque. Full court press being put on by Los Alamos. And they are going to get it up to Matt Gomez, who brings it across the timeline. And Zach Hall, I thought he was going to take another power move to the basket. In the corner, three-point shot. This is off. Long rebound's going to come out now to Ryan Zeke. He gets it up to Cooper Frank. Frank's going to take it up, and they're going to call him for the charge.
Yeah, and that Pojoaque defender, that was Zach Hall, and yeah, he was moving quite a bit, and they get Cooper for the charge.
So Cooper picks up his second personal, and that is the fifth team foul on Los Alamos. So once again, a player control foul. Comes to Zach Hall. Hall in the backcourt. Going to finally bring it up to Lucas Archibek. Archibek gets a running start. They get it underneath. Shot is off. Lucas Archibek gets the rebound. As he wasn't trying to shoot. Let's see what they're going to rule here. That personal foul is going to go now to Gavin Coy. That's going to be his first. That's the 16th foul. And I can't believe that they didn't call that a shooting foul. There was no way he was shooting. In the corner, 3-point shot comes down to Harrison Frank. Pass up the floor. Cooper Frank. Frank puts it in at the buzzer. Whoa! Yeah. They had the breakaway. And then Cooper coming down the floor looks up at the clock. And he sees that we're almost to 0. So as he crosses the free throw line, he puts up a little floater and not able to convert it.
Yeah, it's good awareness by Cooper Frank, and he had the fast break, a wide open layup, but he was aware of the time and just got right past the free throw line and put up that floater, but off the glass and just missed it. So the Hilltoppers survived the 4 fouls by Wesley, with Wesley Stanfield leaving the ball game with 5 minutes and 43 seconds to go in the third quarter, and at that time the score was 31-31. And here at the end of the third period, Toppers have only scored 3 points since that time, and Pojoaque scored 4 points since that time. So that puts the score at 35-34, with Pojoaque leading here going into the fourth quarter. So essentially survived the 4 fouls from Wesley, but neither team did much since that point.
No, they certainly didn't. It was not a very productive quarter for either of them. The Hilltoppers came up with the 1 field goal, and that was by Nico Garcia, and that was a 3-pointer. And Pojoaque came up with 3 field goals, no 3-pointers, and they were 2 of 3 from the free throw line. As the Hilltoppers only put in 3, but Pojoaque did put in 9. So the Hilltoppers are going to inbound it to start the fourth quarter, and they get it over on the right wing to Elijah Ortiz. He's immediately tied up, so that makes the alternating possession go to Pojoaque. They bring it across to Zach Hall. Hall's going to go down, just puts his shoulder up against Elijah Ortiz. And who got that basket?
I'm not sure who got that one.
I think we're going to have a reach-in foul go to one of the. Yes, that's going to go to Andrew Garcia. And let's see who's out there. So they throw it into the backcourt as the personal foul went to Andrew Garcia, his second. That is the third team foul. And Hilltoppers inbound it over to Harrison Frank. 3-point shot. This is off. Long rebound goes over into the corner. Run down there for Pojoaque by Toby Gallegos. Gallegos is going to bring it up the floor. His shot is blocked. And has a great block that time by Ryan Zeke. And then the ball. And then we're going to have Pojoaque called for trying to get the loose ball, and so that personal foul is going to go to Derek Sanchez. That's his 4th, and that is the 4th team foul on Pojoaque this half. 37-34, 7 minutes to go in regulation. They bounce it underneath. Right now to Ryan Zeke. He has the ball stolen away. The ball's on the floor. Elijah Ortiz diving in, trying to get in and help. Now Pojoaque with numbers, and they're going to come and just.
Oh, he's gone.
And just taking it to the hole that time, Derek Sanchez, and he was completely 100% out of control.
And that's going to be on Wesley Stanfield. He started the fourth quarter, and as number 23, Derek Sanchez went to the hole. He was fouled by Wesley, and so Wesley leaves the ball game with his 5th foul. 6:48 to go in the ball game. And Toppers down by 3.
And all Derek was trying to do was to draw the foul. He didn't even try to make the shot, and but he did draw the important foul on Wesley Stanfield. And Wesley, the ball game tonight, only had 5 points in this contest, and so. But then, interestingly enough, too, is that Harrison Frank, who had 13 points at the end of the first half, did not score in the third quarter. So Diego Martinez, second shot is off, but the rebound comes down to Pojoaque. Elijah Ortiz gets the rebound and dishes it out to Harrison Frank. Frank in the corner. Nico Garcia with the three-point shot. Ryan Zeke with the rebound. He goes back up, and he puts it back in. Great inside position by Ryan Zeke, and he converts it to make it 37-36. Pojoaque, and then coming down the floor in a hurry, Zach Hall takes it to the hole once again. He now has 4 points, makes it 39-36. Harrison Frank's going to head down. Well, he starts to go down, dishes it off. We're going to have a reach-in foul, and that one's going to go to Toby Gallegos. That's going to be his first. That is the 15th foul. So it's a common foul. Hilltoppers will inbound it. So a pretty fast-paced ball game. Not many free throws shot in this ball game. Pass inside picked off by Zach Hall. Long pass down the floor, and going to go out of bounds and then trying to save it back in. Matt Gomez, he saves it right back into Harrison Frank. Frank over to Nico Garcia, back to Harrison. Harrison, who had 3 3-pointers in that first half, has not scored here in the second half. Harrison now is going to try to make a move. He's cut off. You get it to Elijah Ortiz. Ortiz going to dish it over to Harrison in the corner. Out to Nico Garcia. 3-point shot by Nico. Long rebound comes down to Lucas Archibek. So Archibek brings it up the floor. And over to Matt Gomez. Now to Diego Martinez. 3-point lead for Pojoaque. 5:20 to go here in regulation. Hilltoppers playing without the services of Wesley Stanfield. And take it to the point and just taking it to the hole and just trying to draw the foul. That's all he was trying to do. And he just went in, threw the ball up in the air. Diego Martinez threw an air ball up in the air, and he just bounced and went out of bounds.
Yeah, the Hilltoppers, if they're in that 2-3 zone, but they're kind of sneaking up, so a lot of times it ends up being a 2-on-2. But if they would just pack it up in the middle, Pojoaque doesn't shoot from the outside. They just try and drive and draw contact.
Yeah, that's really all they've been doing. And Nico Garcia with it. Going to dish it off now over to Joshua Woodson. Woodson is going to hand it back to Nico. So Nico dribbles out, backs into the half-court circle, gets it to Elijah Ortiz. Over to Harrison Frank. Harrison really hasn't been really offensive-minded here in this second half. Trying to help move the ball a lot. Josh Woodson out on top to Harrison. Starts to go with the three. He's cut off as he tries to get to the basket. Josh Woodson, 3-point shot by Woodson. Josh Woodson, 5 points in the contest. And so now we're going to have Pojoaque call a timeout. It's all tied up, 39-39 with 4:17 remaining in this fourth quarter. And a big basket that time by Josh Woodson.
Yeah, great play. Harrison Frank, he kind of drove into the elbow, and then Joshua Woodson just curled around him, and then he just tossed it back to him, and a 3-point shot by Joshua Woodson ties the ball game up, 39-39. And as soon as that three-pointer went in, Benito Maestas called the timeout for the Hilltoppers, and it's a full timeout.
Okay, so the Hilltoppers right now, both teams now have 2 full and 1:30. 39-39 here in the fourth quarter. And it's interestingly enough, interesting is that it was 31-26 at the end of the half, and Los Alamos now have come up with 8 points, and they only scored 3 in that third quarter, and Pojoaque came up with 9, but Pojoaque now has scored 13 points in this second half, and it all tied up as Pojoaque just evaporated the lead that Los Alamos had.
And 4:17 to go here in the ball game. Toppers pull the press off, so they're in a 1-2-2 right at half court.
So it's a So they're waiting for him at half court. Now 1-2-2. Now they drop back in. Lucas Archibek is going to bounce it underneath. And the shot, nice pass inside to Matt Valdez. Valdez is wide open, lays it in for his 8th point. Josh Woodson brings it down for Los Alamos. Gets it over now to Harrison Frank. Back to Josh. Woodson still on the dribble. He's going to put up the 3 again. This one is off. And rebound. And Josh shot the 3-pointer and then ran in under the basket. Almost stole the ball back away. Skip pass comes across to a wide open. And boy, great defense that time by Harrison Frank and Elijah Ortiz as coming down the lane on the left side. And let's see, that was Andrew Garcia. And he did a couple of pump fakes and he finally gets called for the travel. Great defense by Los Alamos that time. Comes now to Ryan Zeke. Zeke over to Nico Garcia. Out to Josh Woodson. Elijah Ortiz holding the ball high above his head with 3 minutes and 10 seconds to go here in the 4th quarter. 41-39, two-point ball game. Nico Garcia trying to make a spin move, and the ball is knocked out of bounds by Pojoaque.
Yeah, I think he got bailed out on that one.
I think he did too.
They gave it back to the Hilltoppers.
Yeah, I think you are correct, sir. So Harrison Frank in the corner, and so Josh Woodson starts to put up the 3-point shot, and then Lucas Archibek comes up to try to block, and it comes down and lands on him, knocks him down, and they call him for travel. And now Pojoaque working against the Hilltopper defense, picking up at half court, and they just throw the ball straight out of bounds. I'm not even sure who they were throwing it to. Still a 2-point ball game, 41-39. Harrison Frank with it for Los Alamos. He gets it underneath to Malik Abuda. Abuda goes up. That was Elijah Ortiz. Pass up the floor. Pojoaque now with a 2-on-1. They get it to Zach Hall. And Hall taking it in, lays it in with the left hand, and he's fouled by Elijah Ortiz.
Yeah, Pojoaque, their last few possessions, all their points have come under the basket. Toppers are vulnerable, and at the bottom of that zone, they need to tighten it up.
So Zach Hall at the free throw line, he put it in the 2, so he's going to be trying to complete the 3-point play here, and he doesn't. The rebound is going to come right back to him, though, as a loose ball got knocked around, and then it just came right back to him. So Pojoaque now with 2:20 to go. Ball stolen away by Josh Woodson. Woodson's going to take it in, and they're going to call him for the charge. Unbelievable. I think that guy just likes the way he makes the charging call.
Yeah, it's like an umpire when they do a strikeout.
Yeah, exactly.
He does the bow and arrow charging call.
Every time. So that's 3 times the Hilltoppers have come down and been called for the charge. And the one before, I didn't see that one so well, but the one before when Zach Hall drew the charge, there was no way in the world he was set.
No.
But they're just giving it to Pojoaque every time. 43-39, 4-point lead for Pojoaque. Right now, the Hilltoppers have 9 team fouls. So every time Pojoaque gets fouled, they're going to shoot 2. Skip pass comes across. This one is picked off by Los Alamos. Good hustle that time by Cameron, by Ryan Zeke. And then Zeke and the official, they're going to get it now. The ball was kicked away, but it wasn't a deliberate kick. And so the official let it go. Harrison Frank passes up the 3. Now he's going to take it to the hole and score. And Benito Maestas wants a timeout. 2-point ball game. 43-31 right now.
Yeah, 43-41.
What did I say?
43-31.
Your mama.
The Toppers down by 2. There's 1:30 to go in the ball game. So, yeah, great play by Harrison Frank on that. Just an great individual effort. Faked it from the right wing and then just drove to the basket and put it in off the glass. So cuts the lead to 2. Yeah,
so right now it's 43-41, and the Hilltoppers right now have come up with 7 points in this quarter. Pojoaque now has come up, they've come up with 8. So they've extended they had a 1-point lead at the quarter. Now they come up with the additional.
So Pojoaque now they bring it in at the Hilltopper end of the ball of the court. Now we'll see what their strategy is. There's 1:30 to go. They're up by 2. So let's see if they try to just milk the clock and see how the Toppers respond.
They're in the double bonus. Pass underneath to Diego Martinez. He goes up, misses the shot. Right for the rebound. Comes down to right now it comes down to Gavin Coy. Coy in the corner trying to get it to Harrison Frank. Now is knocked out of bounds by the Pojoaque. Derek Sanchez getting a hand on it. 2-point ball game right now, 43-41. Hilltoppers need to convert right now. Can be Nico Garcia. Nico put a little slow runner. That's off, gets his own rebound, gets it over to Gavin Coy. Josh Woodson, 3-point shot. That's good! 3-point shot by Josh Woodson. That makes it a 44-43 ball game. Hilltoppers up by 1. Under 1 minute to go. Underneath, wide open, Zach Hall. Hall puts a shot up. It's off. Rebound comes down to the Hilltoppers. Trying to save it back in. The ball going out of bounds. And trying to save it back in that time was Harrison Frank. Couldn't do it. And Gavin Hall blows a perfect layup. And the Hilltoppers had a chance to get the rebound. 44-43. Hilltoppers up by 1. Comes to Zach Hall. Zoll picks it up in the half-court circle. Has the ball knocked away from him. Goes into the backcourt. Picks it up. Now the ball comes over to Derek Sanchez. In the corner, Lucas Archibald is going to try to go down the baseline. The Hilltoppers have a reach-in foul. And that one is going to go to Gavin Coy. And that'll be his second. But that is the 10th team foul. That's going to put Lucas Archibald on the free throw line. And he's going to shoot. He'll shoot 2. So the first shot, that's good. And that ties this ball game at 44-44.
33.9 seconds remaining.
Archibald's second shot. This is going to also drop. And so Pojoaque takes the lead. Hilltoppers come across the timeline. And they're going to get it now to Josh Woodson. I don't know why they're not taking a timeout. Josh Woodson's going to take it up, put it up, and in! Josh Woodson down the... Nico Garcia down the left side of the lane. Came there, goes high in the air, puts up a left-handed floater off the glass, and in.
Nico, that dude's a stud. He's a freshman, and, you can't come down to more clutch time than that. Down by 1, he takes the ball and just, no hesitation, total confidence, and just took control. He wanted that ball, put it in off the left side, and banked it in. Toppers take a 1-point lead.
And there you see Harrison Frank with the ball, just coming in, trying to come in from on the right side, pulls up, and now they get it out on top to Harrison. He's going to put up the 3 at this. He's about to put up the 3. But we have our little slideshow going, and now you see Harrison again coming right down the middle of the lane, and he's just going to lay it up and over the glass, over the rim and in. So we 46-45. I think we have about 19 seconds left, something on that order, and it's a 1-point ball game.
Yeah, during the timeouts, the scoreboard goes to, it counts down the timeout, so we don't see the time remaining in the ball game. So now we're ready to get back to action. 18.1 seconds remaining in the game. Pojoaque brings it out underneath the Hilltopper basket, so they got to go the length of the floor.
So Hilltoppers now in the press. Now they're going to take the press off. 15 seconds to go. Lucas Archibald, and he almost throws it away. Zach Hall runs down the loose ball. And Diego Martinez puts his shot up. Rebound comes down to Gavin Coy. The Hilltoppers have done it. Whoa! Unbelievable. And Harrison Frank running down the floor. And, he was running down the floor. They got the ball to him. And when he saw that he had won the ball game, when he was about to cross the 10-foot line, of the volleyball court. He just threw the ball up in the air. He just scooped it up, a high scoop up in the air, went almost to the ceiling, and came right down through the net. And the Hilltoppers win it 48-45.
They gave him credit for that?
Yes, they did.
That was way after the buzzer.
What?
That was after the buzzer. He threw the ball up in celebration.
Yes.
And
I thought he threw it before, but anyway.
Yeah, I thought he threw it up in celebration after the buzzer. And but they gave him credit for it, 48-45. He did throw it up in celebration, and it went in.
Well, yeah, I mean, he was just running down the floor, and so he crossed the half-court line, and then now good. Whoa, Benito. How about that?
Yeah, what a thriller, man.
Oh, well, what a fantastic ball game. Wow. Right. And talk about a thriller. And, boy, you kids never gave up.
No.
Never gave up.
No. You know what? And that's what I've been trying to instill in them since I first got here 2 years ago. You know what? It's a work in progress. But as you can see, they didn't quit tonight. And we were fortunate to get that W.
Yeah, and, of course, the final basket of the game.
Right.
I mean, Harrison just coming down the floor.
Right.
And once he saw that you guys had won it, he just scooped it up in the air. And
right.
almost hit the ceiling, and it comes right down through the net, and he gets credit for the basket.
Right.
Unbelievable. So you win 48-45. But, I mean, you just had – I mean, the ball game tonight, I mean, you talk about a team effort. Wow. I mean, you're talking about, first of all, Wesley Stanfield – he just had a lot of trouble getting going, and then he got into a lot of foul trouble.
Right.
And he just couldn't seem to. I don't know. I know that probably had an effect on him. But then Harrison, who had a really, really good first half, but he didn't seem to be that offensive minded. He was more trying to find the open man and that type of thing in the second half. But he still played, a fantastic floor game. But the other thing is, though, with Wesley on the bench essentially, and Harrison out just kind of quarterbacking the team, boy, you had everybody else just step up. I mean, some Josh Woodson with a couple of great shots, and Nico with that shot from the corner. I mean, it just, and Gavin Coy, he had one key rebound.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys you rose to the occasion. There's no question about it.
Yeah, you know what? They came together. They didn't stop until the final buzzer. You know what? Woody, Joshua Woodson, Nico Garcia. I know they can knock them down in practice. I have 100% confidence in them in the games. I tell them if you're open, I have 100% confidence you're going to hit that shot. And if you're open, you're not going to score if you don't shoot it, right? And they have that confidence in themselves. The team has that confidence in them. As you can see, Harrison gave up the ball to Woody a few times, to Nico a few times, and that was key. That's the type of player Harrison Frank is. I mean, if we need a basket, I know he can go and score. I know if they double him, he's a team player. He's going to give it up to his teammate for a better shot. So you know what, Pojoaque played a good game. They came out ready to play, and we're fortunate that we came up with that W.
Well, you were down by. I mean, they had that lead. They're down by one. You guys were down by one. Then you had to foul them.
Right.
And then they went to the line, but and then Cameron Haig, he had some really key plays tonight, but everybody, I mean, the way they hustled around, and like we were really impressed with Cooper Frank tonight.
Right.
I mean, he just, it looked like Dino said one time, the whole thing was dead in the water as far as Los Alamos is concerned. Cooper zings underneath. Everybody else went down the floor.
Right.
And Cooper just zings around everybody and knocks the ball loose.
Yeah, you know what? He's a senior. I expect out of him. He knows what I expect of him. You know what? He came ready to play. He was out for those 4 games. So he was hungry to step back on the court, and he did a fantastic job for us.
Yeah, so a great victory here because it was a very physical game.
Right.
I mean, it was really physical.
Yeah, we needed to win this game so we can remain second in district. So, you know what? We're gonna celebrate this win tonight. Get some rest tonight. Tomorrow we gotta come back, get ready for Espanola on Thursday. Espanola is gonna be ready for us. I know it's gonna be a great game, but we'll be ready.
Well, that's going to be another physical ball game on
Right.
Thursday night. So.
Right.
Well, anyway, Benito, I mean, congratulations. Great win. And, and you guys, when you have a team who sits there and they got like, sitting with, a minute or so to go, and then you have to foul them and
Right.
put them on the line, and then to still come around and win this ball game by 3, that's
Right.
fantastic. So congratulations to you guys.
Well, thank you.
The coaching staff and all the kids, and a great victory.
Thank you. Come out and support us on Thursday. We will need all the support we can get. Thank you again.
Yeah, because I'll tell you what, Espanola is going to have a lot of support.
Yeah, Espanola is going to have their support, so we need Los Alamos support too. Thank you.
Okay, Benito.
All right.
So Benito Maestas, the head coach, and he has to be a happy camper, but I imagine his heart sank a few times in that ball game. So anyway, Dino, great ball game. I mean, fun to watch, fun to broadcast. I mean, this is why you do it. So
Yeah, that was a great game. Both teams, they matched up really well. It was interesting that that Coach Maestas didn't use Mark Cleveland more in the ball game tonight. He towers over anybody else on the floor, and where the Hilltoppers were getting beat was underneath. But a great game. Teams matched up really well. Obviously, the finish was amazing, and but this is the type of game where the Hilltoppers can really grow from, because they had a lot of adversity in this game. They had the fouls. The first quarter, Harrison Frank got into foul trouble, and then of course the foul trouble with Wesley Stanfield, and he ended up fouling out. But the Hilltoppers, they responded to that adversity, and they really showed their poise at the end. And during clutch time, they didn't back down. There was no fear, and it totally translated into them pulling out that victory.
Yeah, it really did. So it was a great win here, 48-45. The Hilltoppers pulled it out, and it looked bleak there for a while, especially when Pojoaque had that 1-point lead, and we were sitting there with 9 team fouls, so the next foul was going to be double bonus, and they put Lucas Archibek on the free throw line. He canned both of them, but the Hilltoppers came back from behind and put this ball game away. So anyway, that was fun.
Yeah, great game.
Yes, I know. I love doing these kind of games. So I want to thank Dean for coming over to help me out here. Mike's not feeling very well, and so he's okay, but I mean, just a little under the weather. And I want to thank Matt Limbach and John McHale and Carol Clark of the Daily Post for making all this possible. And so, any last comments there, Dino?
No, just a big game coming up on Thursday, and that's probably going to decide the district who the district champion is. Thursday, Espanola comes to town, and that's going to be a big game and a big crowd, and that should be a fun one. We lost in Espanola. We were shorthanded, but and then also didn't play up to par, and so we'll have a full roster on Thursday, and that should be a big, good game.
Yeah, it really should, and we need a big crowd here. So we need everybody to come out and support the Hilltopper boys, as they're going to play essentially for the district title, essentially, but in a way. But anyway, so the final score 48-45. And so thanks a lot for tuning in, and have a great tomorrow. You can make it better Wednesday. All you got to do is put a little love in your heart. Don't forget to hug that penguin, but the most important thing you can always do is just be excellent to each other. And good night, sweetie pie. I love you so very much, and I sure do miss you, sweetie.